Yeah, hey Eric, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Pretty good, thanks. Is this the same Wisconsin team you played last year, or you see anything different in them from what you've seen so far? It's all
Um,
the same guys.
yeah, pretty much for the most part. I mean, I know they got a couple, pieces that their roles have increased in certain couple different ways. You got the freshman; he's pretty good, and but yeah, I mean, as far as like the way they want to play and stuff like that, I think it's like kind of the same Wisconsin.
Can you kind of describe how they play and what the challenges are in terms of their approach to the game?
Um, I mean, I think just a focus, like a super intense focus is will be the challenge because they make you play long possessions and make they use a lot of the shot clock for most of the game, and you gotta be woke for that because I mean they do strike when you fall asleep on defense. So
Yeah. Um, I assume you get Trice. Just what are the challenges with that matchup? I don't know if you saw him score like 20 points in a row the other day at the end against
yeah,
Illinois. He's obviously had a pretty solid season.
yeah, he's a good player. Clearly, like you just said. Um, but I mean, I think the biggest challenge with that is just his ability to shoot from anywhere. Because I mean, even in past games, I mean, I think I remember my freshman year, he had he was shooting it from anywhere from three, and yeah, I think that's just is a big part of guarding him taking that away.
From the perspective of a leader and a veteran, how well equipped do you think this team is, or how has it done in terms of handling success? You know, that's kind of the thing you worry about sometimes with younger teams, in terms of you win a couple games, people start talking about you, and it doesn't seem like that's happened this season. This would be another opportunity for you guys to handle it well. How do you see that going?
I mean, I think it's because we just got a perfect mix of guys. Um, I think it's like perfect because I mean, our my class we kind of came up with that same type of thing when we were here. We were on a really good team, and you can kind of lose it and lose focus and be immature in certain times. And I think those losses that we have, after we won a couple, are because playing good teams and a whole bunch of different factors that go into that type of stuff.
How have the coaches handled it? Have they treated wins like losses or anything like that to try to keep you? You know, as Matt always says, he wants everybody on edge all the time. Has he been a little crankier after wins than normal or anything like that?
No, I mean I think he's super consistent in how we're being coached uh, between wins and losses. You know, depends on how you lose, depends on
Yeah.
how you win. One thing we always do is try to take. We always have good things that happen in the game that we try to let guys know and let us know that we're still doing this right, but there's areas that we got to fix.
How important is the double bye to the Big Ten tournament for you? Is that something that's on everybody's mind, being talked about, anything like that, or
Yeah, I mean, of course, because I mean, obviously, if we do that, that means we'd be winning out. So
yeah?
that'd be you know, definitely just exciting to get those wins, the last two wins, and possibly three. But yeah, I think it'll just build a lot for our confidence going into the tournament and NCAA tournament as well.
You guys have gotten a ton of points in the paint the last two games. I know that's always the goal, but what's working offensively right now that's leading to so much productivity with the guards getting in the lane, the obviously the big men posting up, but also getting in transition and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that just goes to guys learning and gelling and just doing what we do. We always preach getting points in the paint, getting the ball in the paint, and when we got guards that can finish, we got people that can. Travion is Travion,
Mhm.
and so that's just been a big emphasis for us, especially when we aren't shooting the ball well.
Has it been significant the last couple of games that you guys have been able to win the way you've won without having to get 20 from Travion? I think I might have asked one of you guys after the game and one of the games, and somebody said that it's good not to have to just completely rely on him as a crutch. Is that significant for this team right
Oh
now?
yeah, I think it's a big part because I mean we went through a stretch where he did a lot for us in those wins, and like scoring 20 and 30 or whatever he was getting. a lot of points. And just to know that, we don't always have to have that each night. And have guys to step up is good.
You guys played really well defensively at Penn State, obviously. Played pretty well, obviously, too, at Nebraska. Do you feel like things are really trending well at that end of the floor, especially?
Yeah, I think it's just the extra focus on, scout report things and focusing in practice on what we're doing, certain actions, and, just paying attention and, realizing how important small stuff is.
I mean, did that say anything about where you guys are as a team, that you had all those days of practice between games last week and you came out so well prepared that everybody was listening during that extended break?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a big part to the coaches. They just made sure, we had a good week of practice. Not losing sight and focus of what we could do. We're winning out and getting that, double bye. So, yeah, that's another place where we talk about that too.
That covers it. Thanks, Eric.
Yep.
Tom Brew, I know you have requested Eric, so go ahead, please.
Yes, Eric. Eric, you've become something of this defensive stopper on this team, and in the Big Ten, with the point guards in this league, that's quite the challenge. Can you tell me a little bit about how you've sort of embraced that role and what it means to you to be that kind of guy on this team?
I embraced the role just kind of early on when I got here. I just knew that the main way you can stay on the floor for Coach Payne is playing defense and guard your man. And I just figured if I dominated that role, then I would be in the game a lot. And it's kind of worked out. And, yeah, but taking on that role has actually done a lot for our team, I think, from a motivational standpoint and just giving out that extra effort in order to, get wins.
And with Trice coming up tomorrow, you got to rank him up among the top of the toughest challenges in this league, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. He's been good in our league since he's been here, and he's a guy who's just respected as a scorer and as a point guard. And Wisconsin's usually a good team, so yeah, you definitely have to put him up there with some of the best.
You guys, especially in the last few games, have had a lot of deflections, hands-on balls in the passing lane, steals, though the whole shebang really, and it's kind of coming from everywhere. But when you look at your overall team defense, it seems like you guys are really on the same page right now. Is that sort of an accurate assessment?
Oh, yeah, I think it's definitely accurate. Like I said earlier, I think it just comes from guys focusing more on small things and knowing how important stuff is on defense. You just got to, make it hard on the other team. And I think we're doing a good job of that with our, new heightened level of intensity.
One last question. Obviously, Sasha gets a lot of talk for his three-point shooting and such, but it seems like lately, too, he's been really solid on the defensive end. It always seems like he's never really out of position, is he?
Yeah, I think, I was telling Mason about this. That was probably the best defense I've seen Sash play, as of late. And, it just comes with, being an older guy. And like I said, knowing how important stuff is and, just taking that on.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyone else for Eric?
Yeah, Eric, I have a quick question. You talked about defense, but offensively, your first year starting in the Big Ten last year, this year, how do you think you've grown and developed in terms of leading the team, decision-making with the ball? Where are you with that now, maybe compared to last?
I think kind of understanding the steady balance of, just being aggressive and playing with a, good pace is always it leads to just good playmaking. And then, I think it's good for our team this year. And it's a little different from last year where kind of, I had to score just a little bit more sometimes because of the role. But, I love getting my team involved and seeing other guys put the ball in the basket as well.
What's your thought on the team dynamic this year? Also, Aaron mentioned that, guys are a little more certain in their roles. What are you seeing in terms of how you guys maybe have had overall improvement this year compared to?
know what he said.
compared to last year.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is just guys just, trusting what we're trying to do. Everybody's trying to win. I think that's the, kind of the nucleus to that. And guys know what they have to do for our team in order for us to win and, be in games and stuff like that.
Anything else for Eric?
Yeah, Eric, I just want to ask, what do you think has been the key to Travion Williams' development this year?
I think a big part of that is him just knowing, what type of player he can be, and trusting our coaches and trusting himself to just make those improvements. And he knows it only is going to make our team better with him being, our best player.
Thanks.
Anyone else?